In recent years, artificial intelligence, or AI, has been heralded as the next frontier of technological innovation, promising to revolutionize industries, enhance human capabilities, and solve some of the world's most pressing problems. However, as the hype around AI has grown, so too has a burgeoning bubble, an economic phenomenon where inflated valuations, speculative investments, and exaggerated promises have created a precarious financial ecosystem. Much like the dot-com bubble of the late 1990s and the housing bubble of the mid-2000s, the AI bubble is not just a tale of misguided optimism or irrational exuberance. It's also a reflection of deeper, more troubling issues within the tech industry. Beneath the surface of this AI frenzy lies a pattern of corrupt business practices that have not only fueled the bubble, but also compromised the integrity of the entire sector. This post delves into how the AI bubble reveals the darker side of tech, where inflated valuations, unethical data practices, and regulatory capture are not anomalies, but rather systemic issues that have been allowed to thrive. The cult of innovation. How hype became currency. Innovation is the lifeblood of the tech industry. Over the past few decades, companies like Apple, Google, and Amazon have built empires on the promise of new technologies that could change the world. In this environment, the pressure to innovate, or at least appear to innovate, is immense. AI, with its seemingly limitless potential, has become the latest focal point of this pressure. Tech companies have become masters at generating excitement around new technologies, often blurring the line between genuine innovation and strategic marketing. AI has been particularly susceptible to this phenomenon. The narrative surrounding AI has been one of transformative power. Machines that can learn, adapt, and even think like humans. This narrative, however, has been largely driven by marketing departments, rather than by actual technological breakthroughs. The reality versus the hype. While AI has indeed made significant strides, especially in areas like natural language processing, image recognition, and predictive analytics, it is still far from the all-encompassing, human-like intelligence that many companies claim it to be. The reality is that AI, as it exists today, is mostly narrow in scope, excelling at specific tasks, but struggling with broader, more complex challenges. Despite this, tech companies have continued to promote AI as a revolutionary technology that is just around the corner from achieving general intelligence, the point at which machines can perform any intellectual task that a human can. This overpromotion is not just a harmless exaggeration, it is a deliberate strategy to create an illusion of progress and innovation, designed to keep investors interested and stock prices high. This illusion is further perpetuated by carefully crafted demonstrations, strategic acquisitions, and selective public relations campaigns. For instance, AI-powered products and services are often showcased in highly controlled environments where their limitations are hidden from view. Meanwhile, companies make bold claims about the potential of AI to attract media attention and, more importantly, investor dollars. The role of venture capital in inflating the AI bubble. At the heart of the AI bubble is the venture capital, or VC, ecosystem, which plays a critical role in the tech industry by funding startups with high growth potential. VCs are known for their risk tolerance and willingness to invest in disruptive technologies, and AI has been no exception. However, the sheer amount of money being funneled into AI startups, often with little more than an idea or a prototype to show for it, has led to wildly inflated valuations. These valuations are not just the result of investor enthusiasm. They are also the product of a deliberate strategy by VCs to create a feeding frenzy around AI. By pushing valuations higher, VCs can generate a sense of urgency and scarcity among investors, driving up prices even further. This tactic is a form of market manipulation that benefits a select few at the top, namely the VCs and early investors, while leaving later-stage investors, employees, and the broader public at risk when the bubble inevitably bursts. The mechanics of the AI hype cycle. The hype cycle around AI is carefully orchestrated. It begins with a few high-profile success stories, startups that claim to have developed breakthrough AI technologies. These stories are amplified by tech media, which often lack the technical expertise to critically evaluate the claims being made. As these stories spread, more investors begin to take notice, leading to a surge of interest in AI. VCs, seeing an opportunity to capitalize on the hype, begin pouring money into AI startups. These startups, in turn, use the influx of capital to scale rapidly, often prioritizing growth over sustainable business models or ethical considerations. The result is a self-reinforcing cycle where hype drives investment, investment drives growth, and growth creates more hype. This cycle is further fueled by a culture of fake it till you make it, where companies are encouraged to exaggerate their progress and potential in order to secure funding. This culture, while not unique to AI, has become particularly pronounced in the current environment. Startups are often judged not on their actual achievements, but on their ability to tell a compelling story about the future. The consequences of inflated valuations. While the hype cycle can lead to rapid growth, it also creates significant risks. Inflated valuations mean that companies are under immense pressure to deliver on their promises, often promises that are unrealistic or unattainable. When these companies inevitably fail to meet expectations, the result is a loss of investor confidence, leading to a collapse in stock prices and, in many cases, the failure of the company. For employees, this can be particularly devastating. Many tech workers are compensated in large part with equity, meaning that when a company's valuation collapses, so too does their compensation. For smaller investors who may have bought in at the peak of the hype, the financial losses can be significant. The broader impact of these failures is a loss of trust in the tech industry as a whole. When companies are seen as overpromising and underdelivering, it erodes confidence in the entire sector. This loss of trust can have long-term consequences, making it more difficult for genuinely innovative companies to secure funding and succeed. Data exploitation, the dark side of AI development. One of the most concerning aspects of the AI bubble is the way in which data is being exploited to fuel AI development. Data is the lifeblood of AI. Without vast amounts of data, AI systems cannot learn or improve. This has led to a data gold rush, where companies are willing to go to great lengths to obtain the data they need to train their AI models. Unfortunately, many of these methods are highly questionable, if not outright unethical. Companies have been caught scraping social media profiles, purchasing data from third-party brokers, and even using customer data without proper consent. The drive to build better AI systems has led some companies to cross ethical lines, prioritizing data acquisition over privacy and consumer rights. The quality of the data used to train AI models is critical to their performance. However, in the rush to develop AI technologies, many companies have cut corners, using biased or unethically sourced data to train their models. This has led to AI systems that are not only inaccurate, but also potentially harmful. For example, facial recognition systems have been shown to be less accurate at identifying people of color, largely because they are trained on datasets that are overwhelmingly composed of images of white people. Similarly, AI systems used in hiring or lending decisions have been found to perpetuate existing biases, leading to discriminatory outcomes. These issues are not just the result of technical limitations, they are direct consequence of the way in which data is collected and used. Companies eager to demonstrate the effectiveness of their AI systems may prioritize speed and cost over fairness and accuracy, leading to the deployment of biased and unreliable AI systems. The ethics of AI deployment: profit versus responsibility. The rush to develop and deploy AI technologies has also led to a disregard for the long-term implications of these systems. In the pursuit of short-term gains, companies may deploy AI solutions that have serious ethical implications. For example, AI-powered content recommendation systems on social media platforms have been shown to contribute to the spread of misinformation and extremist content. Yet these systems continue to be used because they drive user engagement and, by extension, add revenue. Similarly, AI systems used in surveillance and law enforcement have raised significant concerns about privacy and civil liberties. The use of AI in these contexts often outpaces the development of appropriate regulatory frameworks, leading to situations where the technology is used in ways that are harmful or unjust. These outcomes are not just accidental byproducts of AI development. They are the direct result of a business model that prioritizes profits over ethics. In many cases, companies are aware of the potential risks and downsides of their AI systems, but choose to ignore them in favor of short-term financial gains. Regulatory capture: the silent enabler of corruption. One of the most overlooked aspects of the AI bubble is the role of government and regulatory bodies. In many cases, tech companies have managed to co-opt regulators, ensuring that the rules governing AI development and deployment are either lax or non-existent. This regulatory capture allows companies to operate with minimal oversight, making it easier to engage in unethical practices without facing significant consequences. The tech industry has a long history of lobbying for favorable regulations, and AI is no exception. By funding think tanks, influencing legislation, and placing industry-friendly individuals in key regulatory positions, tech companies have been able to create a regulatory environment that is highly favorable to their interests. This regulatory capture has had significant consequences. For example, in the United States, the regulatory framework for AI is still in its infancy, with few clear guidelines on issues like data privacy, algorithmic transparency, and accountability. This lack of regulation has allowed companies to deploy AI systems with little regard for their potential impact on society. The need for stronger regulation and oversight. To address the issues raised by the AI bubble, it is essential to implement stronger regulation and oversight. This includes not only creating clear guidelines for the development and deployment of AI technologies, but also ensuring that these guidelines are enforced. Regulation should focus on several key areas, including data privacy, algorithmic transparency, and accountability. Companies should be required to obtain informed consent before using customer data to train AI models, and they should be held accountable for the performance and impact of their AI systems. This includes ensuring that AI systems are free from bias and do not perpetuate existing social inequalities. In addition, there should be greater transparency in the way that AI systems are developed and deployed. Companies should be required to disclose the data sources used to train their AI models, as well as the potential risks and limitations of these models. This will help to build trust in AI technologies and ensure that they are used responsibly. The path forward. Rebuilding trust and accountability. The AI bubble is not just a story of overhyped technology. It is a reflection of the corrupt business practices that have come to define the tech industry. From inflated valuations and unethical data practices to regulatory capture, the AI bubble exposes the lengths to which companies will go to maximize profits, often at the expense of ethics and long-term sustainability. As the bubble continues to inflate, it is essential for investors, regulators, and the public to demand greater transparency and accountability from tech companies. Without meaningful change, the AI bubble will eventually burst, leaving behind not just financial losses, but also a legacy of mistrust and ethical failures that could take years to repair. As we move forward, it is crucial to strike a balance between fostering new technology and ensuring that it is done in a way that is beneficial to society as a whole. Only then can we truly harness the potential of AI without falling into the same traps that have plagued previous technological bubbles.